Okay, 5 things that we should have frequent recollection. Jara Dhammo hi Jaram Anatito. Vyadi Dhammo hi Vyadim Anatito. Marana Dhammo hi Maranam Anatito. Sabehi me piyehi manapehi nanabhawo vinabhawo. Kama sakom hi kama dayado. Kama yoni kama bando. Kama pati sarano. Yam kamam karisami kayanam wa papakam wa tasa dayado bawisami. Evam amehi abhiham pachaveketabam. Okay, this is easy to recite. So each we recite 3 times. Anicca vada sankhara upadavaya dhammino upachitva niruchanti tesang upasamo sukho. Anicca vada sankhara upadavaya dhammino upachitva niruchanti tesang upasamo sukho. Anicca vada sankhara upadavaya dhammino upachitva niruchanti tesang upasamo sukho. Dukkha vada sankhara upadavaya dhammino upachitva niruchanti tesang upasamo sukho. Dukkha vada sankhara upadavaya dhammino upachitva niruchanti tesang upasamo sukho. Dukkha vada sankhara upadavaya dhammino upachitva niruchanti tesang upasamo sukho. Anatta vada sankhara upadavaya dhammino upachitva niruchanti tesang upasamo sukho. Anatta vada sankhara upadavaya dhammino upachitva niruchanti tesang upasamo sukho. Anatta vada sankhara upadavaya dhammino upachitva niruchanti tesang upasamo sukho. Aduvam jivitam duvam maranam awasam maya maritabam marana pariyosanam me jivitam jivitam me aniyatam maranam me niyatam. Achiram vatayam kayo patawim adi sesati chudo apeta vinyano niratam wa karinkaram. The last speech of the Buddha. Bhagawa bhikkhu amantasi handa dani bhikkhave amata wa mi wo vaya dhamma sankhara apamadena sampadetati ayan tathagata pachima vacha. So the Buddha said the last speech, bhikkhus, let me address you now. Conditioned phenomena are subject to disintegration. Therefore, strive with diligence. This was the last speech of the Tathagata, the Buddha. Right, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Right, so the purpose of chanting first is to gain some concentration, and also we can learn the Dhamma, and also we can reflect some of the statement here. Like one of the Marananusati is contemplate that all the great person, including the Buddha, will pass away. So the Buddha also said himself, all the Vaya Dhamma Sankara. Sankara means all the phenomena, conditioned phenomena, Vaya Dhamma, subject to disintegration. So that's why the Buddha tell us to be strive in diligence. Okay, so this is the last speech of Buddha. Now, if you want to contemplate Maranasati, there are many ways. Like normally at the funeral, we recite this Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta, right? So you recite, you can think about everything is Anicca, everything is Dukkha, everything is Anatta. Or you want to recite, you can recite like life is impermanent, death is permanent. Now, permanent is actually quite funny translate. Life is uncertain, death is certain better. Means fixed. Okay, something of fixed. Life is unfixed or life, something like that. Sometimes it's not easy to translate Bali. But this is the last one. Life is uncertain, death is certain. Means that death will happen to us one day. Life will ends either at your 70, 60, 80, 90, or 100, but that will certainly will happen, right? So after what happened? After that happens, so our body will just lie on the earth being abandoned without consciousness, just like a useless purit load, right? So that's how we contemplate over that. Now, this sutta, this chanting, is besides just thinking about that, we have to contemplate why that come to be because of jara, aging. Okay, how many of us don't have aging? All of us have aging. How many of you don't have sickness? You have sickness, right? One day you will die of certain disease. And I have the nature of dying. I was not gone beyond the dying. So after dying, what happened? Whatever you love, whether your properties, your loved one, will be separated from you. Okay? Or if your parents or your grandfather, grandmother passed away, even though no matter how much you love them, they're also separated from you. So when you pass away, you're also separated from your loved one. And then what happened? Then according to karma, I'm the owner of karma, heir to my karma, born of karma, related to karma, but supported by karma. So due to karma, you travel to next life. If you are not arahant, if you are arahant, there's no karma. So whatever good or bad you do, you will be the A. You will inherit it. This means that you will face the karma result. So that's why we should contemplate all these five of them, including jara, vyadi, marana, and so on, karma also. Okay. Now there are a few ways to study Visuddhimagga. One way is we go text by text, which is really going to take lots of time, and it's not easy to learn first because there are vast of information. All right, now this part, from this part here, this is actually, I think we study in Abhidhamma already. What is timely death and untimely death? So timely death means when exhaustion of lifespan, or when you're married, your karma expire, or lifespan expire, or both of them. So quite timely death. Untimely death is maybe like car accident or being killed, suicide, or whatever. So untimely. That means that your time's not finished, supposed not to finish. You're supposed to live up to like 70, 80, but you die young. So this part I think we can skip it because I already covered in Visuddhimagga. So I think it's also not so helpful to practice in meditation. Now we can start from this. All right, so I will invite one to read out. Okay, so now we go for reading. Okay, Veera, please read 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes.
Evening, Saiji. Thank you. Number 4. One who wants to develop this should go into solitary retreat and exercise attention wisely in this way. Death will take place. The life faculty will be interrupted, or death. Number 5. If he exercises his attention unwisely in recollecting the possible death of an agreeable person, sorrow arises, as in the mother on recollecting the death of her beloved child she bore, and gladness arises in recollecting the death of a disagreeable person, as in enemies, on recollecting the death of their enemies, and no sense of urgency arises on recollecting the death of neutral people, as happened in a corpse burner on seeing a dead body, and anxiety arises on recollecting one's own death, as happens in a timid person on seeing a murderer with a poised dagger. 6. In all that there is neither mindfulness nor sense of urgency nor knowledge. So he should look here and there at beings that have been killed or have died, and avert the death of being already dead but formerly seen enjoying good things, doing so with mindfulness, with a sense of urgency and with knowledge, after which he can exercise his attention in the way beginning death will take place. By so doing, he exercises it wisely. He exercises it as right means is the meaning. Number 7, when some exercise it merely in this way, their hindrances get suppressed. Their mindfulness become established with death as its object, and the meditation subject reaches excess. Thank you, Saiji.
Okay, now can you summarize it shortly? Just to do a short summary. Vera?
Yeah. According to this one, number 4, it says that one who develop solitary retreat and exercise attention wisely by saying death will take place, or the life faculty will interrupt, or we use death like that. That if we exercise with attention unwisely or incorrect recollecting the death in an agreeable person, sorrow arises like mother recollecting the death of her beloved child. Then if it's recollecting on the enemies, that is a disagreeable person. It's not wise lah. That's my
Okay, so what is the best object here?
The best object.
Yeah. What is the best object? Do you see that?
Mindfulness of
This one. This one.
Samvega.
avert the death of beings already dead, but formerly seen enjoying good things. Doing so with mindfulness, with a sense of urgency and with
Yeah.
knowledge, after which he can exercise his attention in the way beginning with death will take place.
Okay. All right. So here, actually, previously I write very short because I haven't got time to go to in detail. Now, we already do the Anusati, so today we start the Maranasati. Right. So now there are a few ways. One thing you can think about others. Okay. Now, if you want to think about others, okay, now. So the object is important, right? So it just say if the object is a beloved, the loved one, so you feel sorrow. Okay. If unloved one, you feel happy. Okay. And then so on. So the best object is what? So you have to consider somebody you don't love or don't hate so much. It's somebody who already died, but you see the person enjoying good things. it's like contrast, no? Oh, this person enjoys so much, and then suddenly he no more. So he cannot enjoy anymore, right? So this is according to Visuddhimagga, this is the best object. So you should do it with mindfulness and with
Sense of
spiritual
urgency.
urgency. All right. Now, okay, now let's say who is one person? Can you think about that, Awira? Since you have read this spell.
Certainly.
Any person you can think about this.
Actually, I used to do Maranasati on myself, but
Mm-hmm.
over here is a bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Says that for so that it looks like it's on neutral people, is it? That
Yeah,
that
not
we
not so
don't.
not so not so loved one, not so loved one. Because the problem, if you are thinking about somebody like their mother thinking about her beloved child, she will
Yeah,
feel very sorrowful, right? Or
yeah.
your grandfather, grandmother, right? This one of the things here. But if you're thinking about your enemy, so you will feel happy. But if you're thinking about like on those people who burn the body, there's corpse burner. So to them is actually quite normal. But here, if you see your own death, you might feel anxiety. So the object given here should be something that not so oh my god, not so personal. Yeah, because you think about yourself so personal. So
So
let's say if we are talking about the subjection is this one, right? According to this Visuddhimagga, on which paragraph? Paragraph number 6. Okay. So what kind of person is suitable?
neutral people.
What can you name any person who have passed away? There are so many people pass away. Like, don't tell me you cannot name any person. Right? Who has passed away?
Maybe one of the devotees, friend,
Yeah,
just
or
a
friend,
spiritual
yeah, or
friend.
devotees, like the Varanayani auntie, who are Dharma practitioner who passed away at the
Yeah,
age of 90, what, 92.
something.
Yeah, okay. She's one of my oldest Pali and Abhidharma students. She came to attend my Pali and Abhidharma class in Mahinda Rama while she was at the age of 90. 90, right? Yeah. And then she passed away a few years. I didn't meet her after that because during the COVID, I didn't go to Penang. Yeah. And I can think about like my teacher, because my teacher is also, I can think I will not have so much kind of like sorrowful thinking about him, because I already learned as much as I came from him, and he already shared as much as he came to me. So I will not have sorrowful when think about my teacher. So if you can have that kind of neutral attitude, then you can think about your loved one. But if you have, the moment you think of that person, your loved one, you feel sorrowful, maybe it's not a suitable object for you. Like a mother, I think in JB, many years ago, there's one mother, her son passed in a kind of like freak accident. It's like when something like the door opened, so the son was thrown outside the car and hit on the spot and passed away. And then every time she was sorrowful for 6 years. You know why? Because every time she opened the door, climbed to the first floor, her son photo very big. I went to her house. I say, of course, every time she opened the door and she will see her son photo. So the moment she see her son photo, who was very young and passed very accidentally without warning, so she feel very sorrowful. Okay. So these are not so suitable objects. But unless if your mind is matured, you'll be able to have mindfulness and spiritual urgency on your loved one. Then it's suitable. But if you're feeling sorrowful all the time, then it's not a suitable object. Okay. So this is one way to learn from this paragraph. We can find a suitable object, right? So this part, I think everything clear, right? So if not, I continue, right? Now, I think this part here, when I read it, actually, I don't think it's so helpful for us to practice meditation. like having the appearance of murderer, ruins of success by comparison, sharing the body with many. Number 5 will be okay. Parity of life, signless, limitedness of the extent, and shortness of the moment. I will skip number 1. I think you all have the book, so you can read yourself. So let's go for number 5. Because if we are going to read all, it takes some time, no? Okay. Okay, I think number 3 is okay. Now it's talking about comparison here. So you can compare yourself is what? On paragraph 16. To those with fame, get married, get strength, supernormal power, and Buddha. It's like you compare yourself. It means that they all, even though they are very successful, like the Buddha, Pacheka, Arahant, all these are very successful in spiritual practice, or those who are very great fame like Princess Diana or whatever, they also will pass away, right? So in short, is this paragraph is like you just compare yourself with those great people. And the great people, they also cannot control their death. That will happen to themselves. Okay. Right. Compared to the enlightenment. For example, number 23. So for example, you see the Buddha, like just now. Even the Buddha with many great body features, with Sila Samadhi Panya, also one day will pass away. So one of the sutta you all should read is, really recommend you all to read. Okay, so compare. So as I discussed, I just type in the notes comparison, okay, with people of great fame and so on, like Buddha and Pacheka Buddha. So one sutta you should read is the read Maha Parinibbana Sutta. You can just find it, the final passing away of the Buddha. So you can find it on the internet. So it's actually very nice sutta. It tells the story about how Buddha traveled to many places, preached the Dhamma, and finally the process of him passing away between the Sara tree and the people all crying. And then Ananda, he feels so touched. He didn't want to approach the Buddha. Then when the Buddha called him, then the Buddha reminded Ananda, even the Buddha will have this passing away. Okay. So it's actually great sutta. So try to read it. Okay. And then sharing the body with many. I think this is okay. Okay. Now we go for this point here. This life is important and fair. For the life of being is bound with breathing, is bound with the posture, is bound up with cold and heat, is bound up with primary elements with treatment. So this is good for vipassana practice, because when you breathe in and breathe out, actually without breathing, our life will stop. Okay. Right. So that means that to maintain the life, we need to have breathing and also posture. Posture means you cannot sit so long. After that, you must change walking. After walking, you need to sit. Then after that, you need to lie down. And if your body very tired, you need to lie down. Why is it? Because we need to maintain the life. So we need to maintain the body in a top condition. Okay. And cold. So if you are not wearing the right winter clothes, you go to Himalaya mountain during the winter time. There are few vulnerables, they go to India during the pilgrimage trip. When they come back, you know what happened to them? They all get sick. They all has what? What that one? What's the cold name? I forget the name. All right. So anyway, if you don't have proper
Frostbite.
sorry?
Frostbite.
Not frostbite. They get something like asthma. They get some, how you call it, too cold the body. I forget the name already.
Is it pneumonia?
Yeah, pneumonia.
Pneumonia.
Yeah, pneumonia. Because the problem is because when we always have the impression that India is a hot country, right? So we always think, oh, India is too hot, India is too hot. But when you go to India in end of December and January and February, it was very cold, very cold. Okay, especially you go to Nepal, Lumbini. So I was there before I become a nun. So I was there. I go to attend one different Kopan monastery. It's a 1 month Tibetan course. So it was very cold. Cold until don't want to leave the room, don't want to leave your bed, you know. It's like nighttime is so cold, morning is so cold. Yeah, but the food was very good for 1 month Buddhism course. So if we do not take care of the body, if it's too cold, we will die. And it's too hot, we'll die. Okay, recently you know that I think last year, India, they are all the way to 55 degrees. A lot of people die, right? So we have to think about that. So all these are, this part actually very good for Vipassana practice. So every time when you feel cold, yeah, I mean, to certain cold, we can accept it, but it's too cold, you cannot. You know, that's why in Myanmar during the winter, the old people here they don't take shower one because it's very cold. Not to say very cold, but it's cold for them. To me, I most of the day I take shower. All right, it's hot. Like summer is so hot. Sometimes I can take shower 7 times. It's so hot, you know. Wake up 3 something one time, then 5 something, then 7 something, then 12 something, then 5 something. Then after that, 11 something before sleep. 7 times shower. And it was last year was 43 degree. In the mid-noon was so hot, 43 degree. Is there aircon? What do you think? At 43 degree, do I need to open the aircon? No aircon. No electricity. How to aircon? In summertime, actually no electricity because a lot of people try to open aircon and fan, so not enough electricity. So the power come on and off, on and off. So it was very hot, 45 degree. Yeah. So imagine if I go to a place 55 degree, I think I will die also. All right. So and then okay, and this is a 4 great elements. So this is good for 4 great elements practice also, and also nutrition. That's why I think people now, if your life you have basic needs, you have good food, you have accommodation, you have clothing, the medicine, then the next thing you'll try is tend to maintain the body by buying nutriment. That's why anybody who do the direct sales of nutriment, normally the business is very good. Okay. Because people need nutriment to maintain the body. So we are talking about to maintain this life, we need to maintain the body. All right. So after your body is okay, then you go for your mental, spiritual life. Okay. So this part is okay. I will just copy as whatever I think is suitable. Okay. All right. Now this is only for those if you. It's also good when you're doing the anapanasati. If you want to think about maranasati, it's like 2 in 1. When you are doing the anapanasati, you can contemplate, okay, when you're in and out. So what if the air go out and never come in again? So this means you will die, right? Okay. So this one. Okay. And then 4 great elements. Yeah. So if the body is too rigid, if the water is too much and the body is too hot, so this is how we contemplate 4 great elements. Okay. Okay. And we can go for this one. Now, human is short. Now, we are supposed to be 100 years. But actually, during the last time in the Tipitaka, they said at most the life can up to 80,000. That's the maximum. 80,000. So consider 100 years. This is the shortest in the human lifespan. All right. Okay. But even 100 years, not everybody will live up to 100 years. I think maximally now is 70 or 80. So this means that everybody will die one day. So that's the meaning here. Right. Okay, now, how should we practice? Now, in Abhidhamma, if you're talking about life, what is actual life? You're talking about life means one consciousness only. Right? Because in Abhidhamma, in the Viti process, there are many, many consciousness arising, passing away. So, and most is 89 chittas, but not all the 89 chittas. So you can see the human life, in fact, you can see is bound only to one consciousness. So you can contemplate, actually the lifespan is only one consciousness. So in the past consciousness, he did live, nor he does live, nor he will live. So in the future consciousness, not he did live, nor he does live, he will live. So in the present consciousness moment, not he did live, he does live, not he will live. Means that he didn't live at that consciousness. So this is for those who really want to be very want to know how short is your life. Your life is actually as short as one single consciousness. Okay. The rest, I think you all can read yourself. So I just highlight the important point of this book. Now, how should we contemplate? All right. Okay. I think here there's a lot of Abhidhamma point. Yeah. So this is a Abhidhamma point also. That's why this book is not easy to read, because you are reading here and then you Visuddhimagga, then you go to Abhidhamma, and after that you this one, right? Okay. Now, there's in terms of how we're going to see in terms of theory, and in terms of like this is the contemplation, contemplate that of others, right? So earlier point is you contemplate those who have passed away, those who already dead, but formally seeing the good things, like the person you know, the devotees you know, and maybe your good friend, and so on. Or you can compare with the person great fame and Buddha. But somehow even all this is still very external, because you're contemplating the death of other person. No matter how you love that person or you know that person, it's still very external. So the best way is you try to see when you practice Vipassana. Right? This is a good point. If you're seeing Vipassana, you see how it bound with breathing. So one day, if you have breathing difficulty, right, then you find it's not easy to maintain a life. So one day you sit for so long or walk for so long, you find it's very tiring. So when you go to a place, it's so cold, it's difficult to maintain life. When it's so hot, let's say there's no fan, no aircon, no water, right? So my place, we have abundant of water. So we have how many water tanks? We have 5 or 6 water tanks. So people come to my center, they are so happy. You know why? They say, Saiji, your place got lots of water. Yeah. But the problem is during the summertime, last summer we got 40 people, 30 people, they take shower. You know, when it's very hot, people take shower, right? So they take shower and then the water finish very soon. And there's no electricity. When there's no electricity, how am I going to drive the machine? You know, we need a generator to pump the water. So every time when they come for the summer meditation camp, they are happy. I'm the one not happy. This is really true, you know, because they come, I'm the one who will take care of everything, right? We as a management, so to make them happy is our task. Okay, all right. So yeah, so that I mean, that to tell you that's the truth, human nature. Now, but all these are still external when you think about other people. But how are you going to think about yourself, right? Right. So about yourself. I will die soon. I say you contemplate, I will die soon. So you need to reflect the impermanence and changing your life. Not sure how I die, where I die, when I die, but I will certainly die. That's why the chanting, Marana Aniya, what? Jivitam Aniyatam, Marana Niyatam. I will certainly die one day. So you need to think about that. So all the person like in the past die and die, so I will die. So life is uncertain, that is certain. So actually the only way, if you can just want to think about it, you don't want to learn, don't want to recite the Pali, just think about this sentence only. Life is uncertain, that is certain. All right. This will be more strong compared to you reflect other people, because when you reflect other people, it's still external. Sometimes we say it's like when you think about other people will die, But secretly in our mind, we will never think we will die. Right or not? We always think that we are long life. So ask yourself, maybe you think I will live up to 80 years old, right? So for those who are 70, yeah, some of you are 70 plus, right? So you think that I have another 10 years time, right? For those who are 60, you think you have 20 years time. For me, I have 50, I'm 51. So I think I have 30 years time. Okay. Nobody would think that I will die tomorrow. Okay. Now, how do we have practical training? Okay, this one. So I give you a task here. You need to write your death will. It's like process your whole life. Or maybe that will statement about. Okay, so like let's say if somebody asks you, write a story, or maybe write a kind of like bio data about your life. You just kind of like summarize, okay, I study up to age 18, then I go for college, then after that I go for work, now I retire, now I learn Dharma. You are writing the whole process like kind of like bio data. And at the end, you write your own that view. Okay. It's like how you want your funeral to help, funeral. How is it? You want Theravada monk to come, Mahayana monk to come? How many monks to come? How much you want to dana? 2,000, 3,000, 4,000? It's like the when funeral come, there's always funeral charge. Yeah. But last time I read somewhere, I'm not sure it's true or not. They say Japan, they have a robot. So, and the funeral time, they use the robot, just press one button. Mahayana chanting, one button. Theravada chanting, one button. Vajana, one button. Or Tibetan or Japanese chanting, one button. So, no need to worry about the cost. But actually, you don't need to worry because since you already passed away, you don't need to worry. You need to pay the money. The one you need to pay is your family members. You will need to pay the money, right? So funeral arrangement, we call it arrangement. So previously, actually, I have written some book about taking care of aging elderly. I know, so how many of you have read this book? So at the end, I put a funeral. How many of you have read my book? The one I write on the taking care of aging elderly. No, okay. Vira, Bong, do you read it? No, okay. So funeral arrangement, how you want to arrange it? Yeah, okay. Sister Sumita only. Okay, how you want your arrangement? And what clothes you want? You want to bury? Okay. And what is the other things? Personal things if you want personal things to be buried. And okay. And maybe what's the word? Eulogy? Is it spelled like this? Eulogy? Right? Okay.
Yes.
Like praise, okay? Praise about yourself. Praise about yourself. How you want your eulogy to be? You want somebody to write, oh yeah, so hardworking. You try your best in your work, taking care of family, to learn the Dharma. Okay. You all should try, write this. When you write this, it has a sense of the sense of final. This is a two sense of finality. Should I say right in this way? It's like the end of your life. The problem is we never witness the beginning of our life. Of course, we are born. We are born, definitely. But we are not clearly understand the process of our beginning of life, right? So it's good to have a clear sense of end of our life. Okay. So write something like that. And also not that known. I think this one maybe I should put on the top first. Okay. Okay, so this is your number one. So give estimation of your death time. When do you think you will die? 3 years? 5 years? But if you want to have a spiritual urgency, require to have a to have a nearest that means you don't delay until 10 years. 10 years you don't have spiritual urgency. I think maybe 5 years actually is a lot, So you should give yourself maybe 1 year. So just imagine you only have 1 year. Then you really have spiritual urgency already. Okay. So Chai Hun, if you're going to die 1 year, are you willing to die?
If the condition is there, I cannot say whether I want or I don't want. Ma.
Okay. So do you think you are ready to die?
I am not ready, but I would rather die faster than having a lot of pains during the aging period lah. So
Yeah.
better die faster.
Yeah. Okay. That's a better die faster. It's true. I always make a wish. May I die quickly as soon as possible. I made a wish like this. I just Agawadish doesn't like it. Say, why you make such a wish? I said, I don't want to face the sickness. If I die, let me die faster. Because in Myanmar, it's different culture, Here, because it's a very kampong type and a very a strong sense of we call it family. So if one sick, they are it in their house, like it's not like, let's say they got 5 children, not all the 5 children will go to work. There will be 1 or 2 taking care of the elderly parents. So normally they don't send the elderly parents to old folks home. They will take care of them until they pass away. Even let's say the family are not free, so then they will ask the other siblings or other relatives to take care. So they don't have that kind of sense that they want to die, because even with serious disease, there's always some people take care of them, so they don't need to worry about so much about this. So that's why there's one good thing about this culture here. All right. So I think for us, if we die, if we are going to have sickness and so on, who going to take care of us? Not easy. The children are so busy, your children are so busy, and then who going to take care of you when you're sick, not able to bedridden, not able to take care of your bodily needs, right? Okay, so give yourself nearest that. That means that it should be less than 1 year or 1 year only. 5 years are actually quite long, I think. Yes, Sumita?
Yeah, Sanji, now got the marketing also where you can book let's say 3 days funeral, the wake, 3 days, one package, how much, what are the things that
Okay.
inside,
Okay, good,
5 days, 7 days. So
Okay,
when we are
yes,
alive,
yes.
we arrange all those already. The
Okay.
ancestor tablet, how you want,
Okay.
what you want.
So book what? Book the
Yes.
funeral package.
Yes. The
That sound
arrangement.
nice.
All cautim already. So,
Tablet,
yes.
photo.
Yes,
Or
everything. All they will take care. They only want
okay,
to contact the main person to
okay,
contact.
main person, yeah. Maybe
Everything
the
cautim.
place. What in your arms we call it arm placing place. I don't know how we call it. What
Ancestor tablet, columbarium
or
lah.
collab
Aircon or non-aircon.
collab
All
ayo
of the place, all the address, all there already.
yeah ayo. I
Mm,
mean, yeah, it's good, no? If you
yeah,
can do it now. But the problem is it's very expensive, right? It's very
yes.
expensive.
But earlier you book better lah.
Yeah.
Cost.
And it's definitely sometime very nice because you really will go to Nirvana,
Mm,
because Nirvana Memorial Park.
yeah,
So there's
they
a
got
catchy
twin,
term. You got Nirvana
twin
Memorial
or
Park.
single, all
Memorial what?
already.
Memorial Park.
Yeah, eternal.
So
So
if you
many
cannot
stuff.
get Nirvana in this life, you get Nirvana in next life. And so I always see this Nimara. So I thought, it sounds nice. So you no need to practice so serious. Definitely you will go there one day.
Sita,
Right?
eternal, so
Yeah,
many
but this
nice
is
name.
very expensive.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Mm.
anyway, for me, I think I'm quite ready to die. Yeah, even though I still have my project to do, but if I die, I don't have much belonging. All these are some is agachala, some of the children's thing, education things. I only if I pass, I just need to arrange my Pali book to donate to the monastery. Other personal things, I not much personal. It's only some computers. I have few computers, old computer, new computer, old computer to be used and to be donated, to be used by children or to be donated out. I only have this one computer donated by Jet. That's all right. So I think I have no problem. I lady die. If I die, I don't want any funeral. I think it's waste of time. So I have so many mangoes. So recently we have 10 mangoes. I add more than 100 mangoes
You.
because we have 10 mangoes fruiting at the same time. So I got many mangoes, so I just want to ask them to burn and put my ashes under the one of the mango as fertilizer. That's the best way. Okay. So you all should write this and just think about that. This is kind of like to have a sense of finality. That is much more strong, compared to if you think about people die. You think about people die is people's things, people's event. But if you think about you are dying, to have a final sense about your die. Of course, now we are talking about life is uncertain. That is certain. We don't know when are we going to die, but we certainly will die. So you think about more and that. So what's the advantage? Okay. Then really okay. Now invite somebody. Sister Sumita, you can read the advantage.
Yeah, is it the same note as I have printed 18 November? Or is it the same, Saji?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Just read this one 41. Yes. Can you see the
Okay.
screen? Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm reading from printed.
Okay,
because
yes.
printed,
Paragraph 41. Yes.
Yeah, okay. A bhikkhu devoted to mindfulness of death is constantly diligent. He acquires perception of disenchantment with all kinds of becoming. He conquers attachment to life. He condemns evil. He avoids much storing. He has no stain or avarice about requisites. Perception of impermanence grows in him, following upon which there appear the perceptions of pain, suffering, and non-self. But while beings who have not developed mindfulness of death fall victims to fear, horror, and confusion at the time of death, as though suddenly seized by wild beasts, spirits, snakes, robbers, or murderers, he dies undeluded and fearless without falling into any such state. And if he does not attain the deathless here and now, he is at least headed for a happy destiny on the breakup of the body.
Okay. Right. Okay, so this is advantage. So one thing is the first one is no attachment to life. Most people will have attached to life. So if you can think about that, so you are ready to let go. Second thing is no storing. This means that no more attachment to properties. Because when we think about that, when we pass away, how many things can we bring to next life? Can you bring anything to next life?
Only
No.
karma.
Yeah, karma. That's why the chanting just now. Remember the chanting just now? Yeah. So all the things, whether beloved things or all the attachment, your properties and so on, all were separated. But the only one go to next life is karma. So whatever you do, kayanam wa papakam, good or bad, all these are you will be the A. This means that you will inherit them. So we should contemplate karma all the time. Okay. Yeah. So, and then if you like this, so at the time of that, you will not be fearful. You will die undeluded. Because normally people are very fearful because they don't understand what will happen at the time of death. So if you contemplate that all the time, then you will not be fearful. So, and you will have peace of mind, calm of mind. So because of non-attachment, peace of mind, so when you pass away, you have go for happy destiny to the human or to the Deva. Some say also Brahma. Okay. I read the Tipitaka. So since some of the commentaries say including the Brahma and Deva. So try this, okay? Any of you want to write this, and then if you want to share with us, you can share in the WhatsApp. If you don't want to share or you just want to send to me, you can write yourself. So this is to have, we call it the like sense of finality, or what's the word? Closure, right? Closure.
Taiji, the normally the person on the dying bed, before dying also a few days before, they already can see what the gati nimitta. They
Yeah,
will
yeah,
roughly
right.
know already. They have the sign or this, that, and then sometimes they will share and say, oh, I saw this or I heard this or that. Then you roughly, privately in you will know, oh, that is the destination of
Yeah, but I think it's not happening to everybody, you know. Yeah, not happening to everybody, because some people, when they are going to pass away due to their health and sickness, their mind is very blur, you know, very confused, very deluded. So even the sign might appear, they might not know it, and they cannot share with other people what happened to them. Only
unless
those the mind
mindful
is,
death,
yes,
mindful death.
mindful, the mind also has clarity, then they be able to see it. Okay, not all, because some like as car accident, yeah, even like car accident, there will be a future,
Untimely.
there will be gati nimitta, whatever, but they happen so fast. All right,
Oh,
so give yourself. So you need to give a debt. You know, try to fix a debt. All right. For example, you know, when we do a, we call it a birth certificate, you have a death certificate, right? So in the death certificate, like my father, when he have a death certificate, in like that time, place, right? And what is the sickness? So my father passed away. So when I was 18, so he was having very strong limitism. Then he was smoking non-stop. One day smoked 3 smokes. Then he, at that time, I only 17, 18. He even asked me going to buy cigarette for him. And then when he passed away, I think because of the stroke, so he just passed away very suddenly. So it was shock to the whole family. And also maybe because one of the reasons I become a nun is because I saw the Marananusati in him. It was very, very sudden to the whole family. Yeah, okay. So you all can give yourself a debt. So you must be brave, no? Don't give yourself like 10 years or 20 years later. Give yourself a debt. Within 1 year is better. Oh, or if you think you need time, give you 5 years. 5 years is actually quite long. 1 year, less than 1 year. So ask yourself, are you ready to go? Then you say, okay, are you ready to go? Ask yourself this. Ask yourself this question. Are you ready to die? Okay. So this is a good contemplation. If you're going to die now, are you prepared with the wholesome deeds? If your mind always in the wholesome mode, this means that you are doing good deeds, or when you're free, instead of busy worry about this and that, you always think about good deeds. Like today, you know, Saji Agawati, she and devotees go to meditation center for 10 days. So the whole day I'm here and nobody, except the dogs. I have few dogs. So I sometimes look at the dogs. The dogs coming, going out, you know, they fight with other dogs. The dogs are dog study. So the rest of the time, what I do? So sometimes when I'm free, I do some chanting. Or sometimes to teach this one, I do the study of Marananusati. So I also think about this topic. So that's why I today is on Visuddhimagga, so I read the Visuddhimagga, so I contemplate the Marananusati. So I'm thinking about how to explain to you all. And then I read the text here. So I read the text, I think it's too much information. So even you read everything, like all this, you see, all these are Abhidhamma point. Remember, Visuddhimagga has lots of Abhidhamma point. In Myanmar, only people already study Abhidhamma. They after that they study Visuddhimagga. You see all these concept according to function, concept according, all these are Abhidhamma point. All right. So if you don't understand Visuddhimagga, or you read, you think that you only be able to catch up less. Yeah, it's true, because this is supposed to study this in Abhidhamma. Okay. The main thing is you need to know how to practice and what is the advantage. But here is only things here. But no jhana, only access. Okay. So after you practice so hard, what you get is only access concentration, right? Now remember, when we study the Anusati at the very beginning, so we have Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, Sila, Chaga, Dewata, Mana, Susati, and Upasama, which I think we will discuss later. So all these only lead to access concentration, right? Because you need to think about that. You need to, the topics are actually profound in nature. Like even like Buddha is a very profound object, right? Like Marananusati is also very profound. Now, Marananusati is, remember when we talk about the six charita. So Marananusati and Upasama is only for those with buddhi, those intellectual type. Because you need to think about how you die, why you die, and when you will die, and what happened if after you die or before you die, what happened, right? Something. So it's not for everybody. Okay, so Maranasati and then the contemplation Nibbana, Upasama, is on Buddhist, right? But Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, Sila, Chaga, Devata, this is for those with faith, Sada, right? So this is different. But as mentioned before, all this meditation, no matter which one, all this will suppress the greed, will help in faith and so on. All right. So regardless of Buddhanusati, Dhammanusati, so all these are considered good. Okay. Okay, I think we have a break. So if you can think about this topic, if not later, I will go for the this Upasama. Okay, I'll just show the paragraph just now if in case you want to copy. Okay, so we 5 minutes break.